Union workers at GM agreed to stay on the job, even after their contract expired September 14th. But UAW President Ron Gettelfinger says it became clear over the weekend that General Motors was not prepared to deal.
A company walked right up to the deadline like they really didn't care. And as a result of that, we called a strike at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Some news reports suggest the two sides were far apart on how much the company should contribute to a health care fund. But the UAW president says the key issues involve job security, specifically guarantees that new GM vehicles will be built in the U.S.
We're talking about investment, and we're talking about job creation. We're talking about product being committed into the plant. We're also talking about what our workers deserve out of this contract from an economic standpoint. We're also fighting to preserve workers' benefits.
The UAW has not called a nationwide strike during contract negotiations since 1976. The latest walkout is the first for GM workers since 1998. Striking workers receive $200 a week in strike pay, far less than their normal pay.
I think it's a bad thing for everybody. Nobody wins. Nobody ever wins. It's a shame that grown people can't sit across the table from one another and not try and take something from somebody else. And that's all they've been trying to do all week.
General Motors says it's disappointed by the UAW's decision to strike, saying its primary concern is for the long-term viability of the company. The UAW expects to return to the table quickly, but only if the company is willing to compromise.
Nobody wins in a strike, but there comes a point in time where somebody can push you off a cliff, and that's exactly what happened here.
The union represents 73,000 GM employees. Industry experts say if and when the union reaches a deal with GM, it could set the pattern for upcoming contracts at Ford and Chrysler. Arcega, VOA.